All right, guys, welcome to our team call. Tonight it is Sunday, May 17th. Tonight we've got Matt Dixon on, and he's going to give us some of his insights that he's found and going to teach us all something, and hopefully we all can learn and put it into our regular routine so that everybody's a rock star, right? Okay. I'm going to mute myself and unmute Matt, and we'll get ready to go.
All right. So you guys hear me then? All right. So I don't know if I like you having all that control, Megan. So what I want to talk about tonight is the stuff that I've been struggling with. I've been a coach for a little over 2 years. And that's right, Scott, 2 years. And I'm not to the point where I want to be. I feel like it's taken me a long time, and it started to frustrate me. So that's why we do personal development. Keep our minds about us, to help us grow, because it can be, if you let it, it can be a negative business. I mean, if you have negativity surrounding you and you have people constantly telling you no, telling you they don't believe in what you believe in as far as with the products and stuff, that, it can wear on a person. So that's why you continue your personal development. Fortunately, yesterday when we went to Leo's place, I had the opportunity to talk with Scott and Megan, and then also like Scotty Hobbs. And I got a lot of insight, and he gave me quite a few pointers. So I've been doing a lot of behind the scenes kind of stuff today, some changes that I'm going to implement. And so I thought that'd be a good topic for discussion tonight. So in discussing with the Gutkeys here and Scotty Hobbs yesterday, one big thing we came up with is simplification. And I know that's one thing that you guys have been talking about since you came back from the Cancun trip. We've got all our nifty little calendars that you print out for us now. And the theme on that is to be simpler. This is what you need to be doing. Let's get back to the 3 vital behaviors. I've very overcomplicated everything that I do. I've got a like page. I've got a blog. The blog suffers terribly because I feel like it's too much work for me to put in. But my like page isn't getting me anywhere. Like I said, I've been a coach for a little over 2 years. I have 160 likes on that page. At any given time, I'm lucky to have an exposure of more than 30 or 40 people that are actually seeing any of my posts. So I don't feel like that's really benefiting me. And after talking to Scotty, I think that'll probably be something that I let go. I think I'm actually going to pause the like page for a while and focus more on my regular Facebook page, my personal page. I know the allure of a like page, you can schedule posts, whereas on a personal page, you can't kind of do that thing, but I'm not even making use of that. So I don't feel like that's a good use of my time anymore. So the big thing, I think, in the first thing we talked about was simplifying it, making it something that you can do and will do each day to further yourself, to further your business. So in the simplification, you're going to have to sit back and remember what you're trying to accomplish. So I guess the second step is being clear about your message. What are you trying to bring to your customers, your coaches? What are you trying to do for them, and what are you trying to do for yourself? Even, I mean, when we talked about my message, I want the ability that my wife doesn't have to work if she doesn't want to by the end of this year, and that's where my frustration comes in, because here we are. We just talked. We're over halfway through May. We're almost halfway through the year, and I'm not even close to being to a point where I can bring my wife home. So I'm not being clear with my message. Most of my people that follow me on Facebook, Instagram, anything like that, not one of them knows what I'm trying to accomplish. I feel like after going through my social media and looking back at my posts and what I've been looking at is that I'm just trying to sell is what it looks like to me. There's no personal connection. And that's me going back and reading my own stuff. And I don't feel like there's a personal connection with myself there. It's important to be very clear about your message. And in fact, Scotty Hobbs shared a story with us yesterday about a neighbor. In fact, it was the neighbor that was watching his kids for him because he wouldn't get home from work till about 5, and Gabby was leaving for work at 3. So there was, a 2-hour period there where his kids had to be watched. And the neighbor that was watching his kids for him in that period later sat him down. I don't remember what he said. I think he said about a year after he retired. But anyways, his neighbor said, I have to apologize to you. I have, when you started this, I would actually go out of my way to tell people, don't, if Scotty gets a hold of you, I'm sorry, don't answer his messages, don't answer his calls. He's just trying to make a quick buck. He goes, I honestly thought that's what you were about. He goes, and it took me a long time to realize that that's not what you were about, that you were actually in this to help people. You actually genuinely cared. And I think that can attribute that perhaps Scotty was being clear with his message, but he wasn't getting that message to everyone. Obviously his neighbor wasn't getting the message or stopped listening to his message perhaps. But it's important that we're clear about our message and that we continue to expose our message, much like ourselves. So keep that in mind when you're doing your posts and when you're doing your inviting. The next thing we talked about was self-proclamation. So I have a really big, hard problem with this is when somebody asks me what I'm doing, what my occupation is, I automatically go to my day job. I'm a construction worker, I'm a foreman. This is what I do. And it's 90% of my life, because it's a lot of work and I'm there a lot of hours out of the day. But I need to reverse that. And I think each one of us needs to reverse that. The first thing that you should say when somebody asks you what you are or what you do is, I am a Beachbody coach. My day job is going to become my hobby as far as when I'm talking to somebody. Yeah, I do that on the side for fun. I'm a construction worker for fun on the side. My real passion, what I do every day, is Beachbody. And that's the kind of thinking that we need to get into in order to make this work. There's a lot of Beachbody coaches out there, but I think, a couple simple steps like these and actually thinking that way. I don't have my folder down here. I got a folder that says to change the world, change your attitude. And I love that folder because it sums everything up every day. And when I sit down at my desk and I get to look at that, it puts me in the right mind frame. At least I hope it puts me in the right mind frame. So I guess a good example of self-proclamation would be your job doesn't always have to define you in that like a college student. If you're a college student and to get by in college, you bag groceries at just, Albertsons per se. When somebody asks you what you do, you don't tell them I'm a grocery bagger. You're a student because that's what your passion is. That's where you're pushing. I mean, think about it. Being a student is not paying you, especially not at that point in time. So at some point in our lives, we transition to we are whatever we're getting paid to do. It doesn't have to be that way. It can just be the side hobby for that. So good thing to keep in mind. Another good tip that I've been trying to implement on myself as well. We do all these trainings with the personal development, with these calls, the national wake up calls. It's all kinds of training all the time. And what I want everybody to try and do is, as you're listening to these trainings, get somebody in your mind that you think needs to hear this training, that thinks needs to hear this particular segment of your personal development. If you're listening to the compound effect, and something strikes you that day, think of one other person at least that you'd like to hear, would like to have them hear that, and then make that happen. Make that happen so that you can show them that particular training. I mean, that's how you're going to get people to build a relationship with you, is if they feel you have them in mind. So, yeah, that's something I'm going to try working on too. Just keeping somebody in mind. So that's really all I've got. I know it's kind of short, but definitely some good points, I feel.
Yeah, that was awesome. Oh, I now have the echo again. Yeah, definitely. And I'm not sure, there was something I was thinking of. Yeah, simplifying for sure. I know we've, at least for me, I've definitely made it way too difficult, way more difficult than it should be. And that's easy to do. That's the other thing is, like, you know, for the longest time I was like, man, with everything that I'm doing and this big huge checklist that I am going through each day, and I stay at home, I'm a stay-at-home Beachbody coach mom, you know what I mean? So I should have like tons and tons of time. If I'm struggling to get through my whole list, how on earth can I possibly help others that have a full-time job do what I've been doing? You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to work. So simplifying, making sure that what we're doing is duplicatable for our team so that everybody can do it, you know? So
that's what it's about.
Yep. Anything else? No?
No.
So yeah, that was really good, Matt. Thank you for sharing that with us. And I can honestly say that, like, hearing you guys talk, and I don't know, like, you gave me goosebumps a couple of times tonight. I just love hearing your guys's, what you struggle with and how we're going to overcome it. And I love hearing your guys's stories and stuff. So I love this idea of having everybody pitch in a little bit, even if it is only, I don't know, 10 or 15 minutes a week. You know what I mean? I think this is really good. So, all right. Does anybody have anything else they want to share, or any questions or anything like that? If so, go ahead and unmute yourself. But no.
I just want to say thank you, Matt. That was awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a good call. So I do have it recorded, so I will be posting it so that everybody else can see it too. So did you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate the opportunity. And I want to thank Megan and Scott. You guys, like you're saying, you like to try to streamline it to help us make things simple. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I know in my mind, like, the work that you do for like the challenge groups and stuff, just that blows me away. That allows me so much more time to talk to people and to get people into those groups. That, I mean, us having a collaborative challenge group like that, I love that. That's an awesome idea. And I really appreciate that. So thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's exactly why we do that, is so that, we don't need 20 people each running their own groups, spending X amount of hours every month or week or day or whatever it is, however you do your group, when one person can do the majority of the work, and then everybody takes that time and spends it inviting people into the groups. And then obviously posting daily of the stuff that I post in there, because I know more engagement within the group gets other people to engage more as well. Yeah, awesome. Well, I will let you guys all go tonight. And who did we have? Did we have Marcy for next Sunday? Yeah, I think so too. I'll make sure I let her know that she's supposed to be on. So, all right, guys, have a good night, and we will see, hopefully, most of you at Fit Club on Tuesday. All right, see you guys.